Hey guys, Joe here. This is Big Stone Slinging, Distance Slinging Part 2. If you haven't seen Part 1, I'll link it down in the description. I do recommend you check that out first because I go through all the introductory information. In this one, we're going right to the action. Let's go. $11.44. Something else to note, this really has you have to find your balance between control and speed, because if you get the sling going too fast, it's just too hard to time the throw, or the rock can even get ahead of you. "118 feet 9 inches. I think these heavier rocks, because my throws I think are getting shorter, not longer. So I think the heavier rocks, I noticed that with the 991, I think they just tire you out so quick. You can see the tightness of that grouping. There's that one that's kind of over to the right there. But other than that, they're in these ones, but they're within about 20 feet of the fire pit here. That was the shortest throw. See, all these ones are right in next to each other. And these were about the 130 feet range, give or take. That was a long one back there, which you can see I didn't get that anywhere near as far. Some of the other sizes, I was out by the brush line. That was the furthest throw right there. I'll back up to kind of give it a context with the others. Same stone, 45-inch sling. Well, I was starting to think that the longer sling actually gave me more control, but that was absolutely not the case with that particular stone. This one's my furthest to the right. We can pan over. The other one's all the way over there. So that's probably, I don't even know, there's probably 100 feet between those, close to it. But I had the shorter ones, but I think that was just a bad angle. Most of my throws, these ones here, those three, and these ones over here, although these ones are kind of far to the right, all these are getting up to the high 130, 140, and then there were the couple that were out to 150. So I think that is closer to the actual range for this sling length and the stone. Guys, we're at, it's kind of rubbed off, but we're at the 1,400 gram stone. So we're breaking into the 3 pound threshold, or crossed it, or whatever. 1,400. $136 feet 2 inches. One more thing though, the bounce that rock had after hitting, imagine how much energy's in that. Make 3 pound stone bounce like that after impact. That would not be fun to get hit by. So this one has a much wider spread than I would have liked, but the range has stayed pretty consistent. There was the furthest distance one back there. That was the 140 footer. These ones in here by the fire pit, especially these ones back here that are back into the right of it, and the one far over there. These are all in the 130 foot range, and then a bunch in the shorter, like the between 100 to 120 foot range. Moving up to the 45-inch sling. One thing I'm noticing as I do throwing these big stones is that when you're throwing a regular size stone, even if you're using a rotor, when you're going to your final motion, you can kind of give it a little more oomph and go into kind of a power stroke. So you're just swinging it so it's in motion, and then you give it a hard throw. With big stones like this, that is just not an option. You get it in motion, and you just have to let go of the release cord when the time is right. There's no last power stroke. There's no changing its momentum. It's just going, and you just have to let go at the right time. So it's a very different feel from normal slinging. That was scary. I thought the sling broke. But I'm gonna check the video, see if I can see where that went in. Oh, the sling didn't break, just the knot literally was pulled out of my hand, out of my grip. Coming right back. "123 feet 2 inches." And this, I'm really starting to feel it now. I'm like 20 to 25 throws into this session, and I can feel that I'm pretty tired. Not that I'm going to start throwing real short distances or anything, but I'm more worried about making a mistake. I know the camera didn't get that, but I'll show you what that was. I might have to take a rest for a little bit, because that was another one. The sling was just pulled out of my hand early. I'm glad it didn't actually hit anything particularly important. Welcome to my patio. I hit the drain pipe coming off my patio roof. There's a stone right there. You can obviously see where it hit the pipe. And another little clip here, because I didn't even see this. Right here's these, I don't know, the post things that hold the roof of the patio up. That got hit as well. Now this, at a glance, looks spread out like the other, because there's 4 of them over here. There's a bunch in the middle, and I've got several over here. There's that short one. After I found it in the weeds, found the rock. Those were some of the last couple, but these ones over on the right, other than one of them, all those were early throws when I was releasing a bit early. Then for the most part of the slinging, everything, I did get it dialed in pretty well. I got everything kind of in the center, not far from the fire pit. Those were also my farthest throws, the 150 and the I think the other was 140 something. But then the end there, I just had a couple that I just didn't get a real clean release on them, and they were a bit left. But all right, I'm up to a pretty heavy rock now, so just for some fun, we're going to try a technique I had tried before. I'm sure everyone remembers giant sling. That was 99 feet. I'm going to throw a few more, but it won't surprise me too much if this doesn't throw as far, because with two hands on the sling, a lot of the shoulder movement, the upper body movement, is lost because your arms are locked together, so you can't rotate. Oh, as compared to the other slings though, this feels so much more secure. As here, I'll show you the... This sling's almost too much to do with one hand. You can do it, but where the release cord knot is, it's a full fist grip. So when this thing starts rotating around, it's not going anywhere early. It's also 4 strands of paracord, so there's no concern about something breaking. "127 feet 4 inches. I don't know if you noticed what I did on that throw. Because my hands are together, I lose some rotation in my shoulders. So what I did was I rotated my whole body a little bit toward the right for my starting position, so I have more follow through with both arms. And that got me almost 30 feet more. But see if that works again. I do have to admit, I don't remember that one right there was one of the one-handed throws. I don't remember which one the other one was. So I don't remember if it was that over there, I don't think. But either way, there's a couple of these short ones here. These were the ones just around 100 feet. And we got a couple here that aren't too much further, another 10, 15 feet. But what I liked with that two-handed technique, real good consistency. I got all these right, that in the back there, that's the far throw. That's the one that went 140, I think it was. But I've got 5 hits right around the fire pit here, which is basically the general area I'm throwing. And then this one over here, it's not too far, just in that zone, whole bunch of hits. All right guys, we're up to the big one. 2,244 grams, 4.95 pounds. We saw it smash a board. Now we'll see how far I can throw it. Then want to show you one other thing too before I get started here, which is the grip on the release cord that I've been using for these big stones. And this was actually just something I came up with on the last one. I have been using 2 knots in the release cord, but then I started tying an extra piece around the first knot just so it adds more stuff to hang on to. And what I've been doing with that, I hope this is picking this up okay, is I tuck it in not the first knuckle of my index finger, but the second one, so the middle knuckle, and then close that on there so that it's tight. bring the rest of the cords down, and just hold that in a fist. And that just holds that real tight. Because I have had some that slipped out a little bit early, and that was the reason for adding the extra piece of paracord on there. But in the middle knuckle, and clamp that down around it. That last one, I was going to say I didn't think I'd be able to get 100 feet. That one was 99 feet 3 inches. That one definitely rolled, but I'll take it. 101 feet 11 inches. As with a lot of them, here's the first throw. With a lot of these big stones, my first throw was short and to the left. And also with a lot of them, my next throws came over here to the right. And then I started to get it dialed in. You can see that's still a pretty wide spread here, but I did get them much more toward center. Went up to 45. This one I had pretty good consistency. This one here to the right, that was really the only real outlier. All the rest are kind of in the center area. That was the long one back there, which I forget, I think that was like 119 or something like that. Those two right there were the 110 and the one that was a little bit over. Okay, there's been no break. I just did 20 throws, maybe 21, with between the 33 inch and the 45 inch sling. And I could maybe do a few more, but I'm right at the end of my strength there. Let's see if I can still throw two-handed. "91 feet 5 inches, and I've got a range now. Let's make this more interesting. That was low, but let's go check it out. Now you can see this board did have some damage on it already. But that thing smashed right through. Hey folks, quick wrap up from indoors. This was a long video, so if you've watched it in whole or in part, I thank you. There were many hours in the slinging as well as the video editing. But let's take a look at what this was all about. Here's the graph from the data I collected. The 33-inch sling results are in blue, the 45 in red, and the 52-inch sling that I used in 2 hands is in yellow. As would be expected, the 45-inch sling had longer distances for every stone. I was surprised how close the 2-handed sling was to the 1-handed 33-inch sling that was used in 1 hand. I'll have to do some more testing to see if there's a larger consistency there. We can also see that my farthest distance was with the 765 gram stone and the 45-inch sling. That was also a surprise to me. Before starting the whole thing, I would have guessed the smallest stone would have been the one I could throw the farthest. If you're interested in seeing more results, down in the description I'll link the spreadsheet that has every measurement for every throw, as well as the graph that we just saw. And that concludes my distance slinging with big stones. Cheers, folks.